Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you're staying smooth. Welcome to some more Pokemon Fire Red version. Today, we're going to be working on the Trade Center. And, yo, what's up, Ribbon? And we got to do some trades. Give me a second. Let's see. I have a full party. Rattatas. I could trade. There was a whole bunch of stuff that I have from, let me show you real quick. That I caught. It was just a lot of extra Pokemon. I put them all in box 6. Right, so I have a lot of extras. So I just grabbed the full party. Right? Give me 1 second. Alright. What do we have? Alright, give me a second. Let's see. Oh, snap. I got it ready. Okay, good. Alright, here we go. So, this. Watch these. These are going to be really nice. We're going to get these out of the way. And you know what? No, I'll send this because it's a 1. There you go. And then I'll put this back. And then I'll send this because it's a 1, 2. Boom. Alright, check this. Check these trades out. Check these trades out. Hold it down. Hold it down. It's going to... Gotta go up the stairs. Ooh. Okay, here. So I'm going to Trade Center. Okay. And then I'll show you that this is the one I'm playing on right now will be leader. So you guys can see everything. Right. All right. That's a fair trade. Yeah. Yeah, the reason why is because these are Leaf Green exclusives, so they're really easy to get versus versus the Pidgeys. I mean, the Pidgeys, dude, that's so funny because the Pidgeys are like super common. But the thing is, like, it's impossible for Fire Red to get them. But bro, that's so hilarious. That's so hilarious. Absolutely a fair trade. That's priceless. All right, let's make one of let's make one of these fair trades. You know what though? What I realized in the trading and completing the Pokedex, it also comes down to like um whether you finish it early and you try to do good, it could actually hinder you from not being able to level up your Pokemon the first time you fight the Elite Four. So like trading is a good thing and it's something that you always have to do. But it could also cost you like XP like it did me because I didn't realize until it was too late. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It locks us out of the Elite Four if we pass if you have more than 60 Pokemon registered. So because you're a good trainer, you get locked out of the Elite Four basically. You're like, wait, what? Yeah, exactly. That's how the game does you. So it's not like I don't want to say like don't catch your Pokemon, but just pay attention to where they're at or whatever. Just make sure to look for what you're looking for later, and then go back and catch them later. Because in this game, it does. It locks you out of the Elite Four, and I didn't realize that until it was too late. So I'm thinking I want to do like a Leaf Green run and show you guys the difference between not catching the Pokemon and taking advantage of the round one. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Oops. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, so where I'm trading to right now is Leaf Green, and I did a Blastoise run, so you're gonna end up seeing a Raikou pretty soon, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to control the nature. It's too many resets. It's really annoying because, like I said, you have to save from the Sapphire, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Whether it be like it'd be nice to have it modest with the timid, because the one that I pulled that was relaxed nature on the last stream for Suicune, it had good HP. So I know that you could hit certain high numbers. I forgot what the certain numbers were, but there's only a few of them. But you can get decent. But everything else is zero, right? Everything else is always gonna be zero, no matter what. Alright, we can cancel the trip. Okay, we just step out. Okay, let's trade some Pokemon. Oh snap! Hold on. Let me move. Okay, because I already got my living expert. we at? Right here. Hmm. Yep. Let's see. Okay, I have a moonstone on that for the needle, but I've been holding up on that. Alright. Oh. Oh, it's okay. So I need something to put in the party. Alright, take this one out. There. Alright, and then again gone. And then Gabber real quick. Well, then that means ooh, go. Oh, that means hold on. We can see the Gengar real quick. Golem. We need to see the trade, the evolutions anyway. But the thing is that I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, good. 1 second. Let me get this all ready. Okay, so let's try. A Metapod. Okay, so we can't trade. We can trade all. Double checking before I do. Modest. What the? Okay, yeah, we're good. Because I'm not gonna keep any of these. We're just using them for trade. It's better than just completely tossing them because, like I said, like not all Pokemon are just worth releasing, and there's a lot of reasons why. Uh, just depending on your playstyle, depending on how you utilize every single Pokemon to your advantage. But anyway, hold on. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get a Gengar. This bold nature. It's not too bad. Okay, so well, I mean, yeah, I do need them. It's gonna save me time. I'm just looking at what I already have in here that I can trade back to myself easily. In other words. Let's see. Ooh, I'm gonna need something. No, this is it. That's fine. Alright. The thing is too, like, whenever it comes down to like having okay, yeah. Oh, I'm glad that it works that way. It worked different. It probably would have canceled out back in the day, like, completely. Hmm. Interesting. Technology. Simple. But tech. Alright, let's see this Gengar real quick. Wait, I don't know if we get to see it because I'm trading it over to Leaf Green. So let me see what happens. I wonder if I get to at least experience. I'm like, man, what's happening? Gengar. Something. What's gonna happen here? Okay, so I'm looking over here and I got the hunter. Oh no, it's just communication standby, so you don't really get to see the Gengar. Okay, so we'll trade him back right now. That's interesting. Yes, just standby. Okay. And then I'll trade it back. Okay, let's see. Okay. Then For the living dex, I might as well just trade it to myself. And I'll just leaf stone the other one. Victory Bell is Victory Bell is a good Pokemon. It really is. Yeah, it's a real good Pokemon. It's like Venusaur. With a slight different kit. Alright. Trade this over. Ooh, get the Golem. Get the Golem. We're trading over the gravel, so it's gonna become a Golem over here. Send it right. Oh man, what the Graveler? Dang, dude. Golem looks like a straight up beast. Hold on. I'm sending it over right now. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Don't worry. Sending it over. Hold on. Right here. Boom. And then I guess I can. I can send this back. I guess. Oh. Go look. Look at this. You can't tell me that he doesn't look like a monster. Straight up beast. Boom. I'm like, what? Yo. Chill. It's like the stadium. You know, like, watch out. Like, oh, snap, he's got a golem. The golem. Alright, let's see. I could use the Sandshrew, but it's okay. Okay. And I think that's about. I don't really have to make any other trades. I think that's it for the version exclusives. Yeah, that's it. So I don't have to worry about those. And that's really what the. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, no. I need to do these real quick too. So I might as well. So grab this. What nature are you? Ooh. The perfect typing for the Generation 3. But the worst typing for Generation 3. That's funny because if it had really good stats, this would be a really good Gengar to use. Why? If let's just say, for example, if I were really lucky. But I know this is not. I could check, but I know it's not. If it happened to be 31 IVs in attack, right? If it happened to be 31 IVs in attack, this wouldn't be too bad to use. Like, it would be unexpected. You know, it's like, hey, why did that thing hit so hard? Because he's adamant. It's got 31 IV. It's like not 31, but like maybe around like 28, 29, 30. Yeah. And then yeah, but I know that this one doesn't have that. I know it doesn't. I mean, hold on. Let me just check. Is this? Hold on. I'm just gonna check. Let's check. Let's check the stats. How about that? Yeah, let's just check the stats. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Okay, Hunter. What are you doing? Reveal your power to me. Hmm. Well. Hmm. It's bad. It's really bad. But the attack isn't too off. It doesn't look like it's too off to probably be something pretty at or a little above average. The attack, because it's really close to the 31 here at level 20. But if I were to decrease, mm, well, for sure it has more than 24 IVs in the attack. I can tell you that. So that's not too bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this. What's over here? Ooh. No, you get hit with like. Yo, this one's pretty interesting. I'm gonna put this one to the side. In oops. Okay. Hmm. Oops. Oh wait, no, that's all of them. Well, no, it's not, because I have to do the Machamp and the Alakazam. I'm just gonna put extras in. I'll just get those out of the way real quick. Because those are the last two that are missing. Oh, you know what? I could just no, because I need the living grass. Hmm. And then just those two. I didn't mean to do that. So we can put these down real quick. So we're gonna get these two right back. I'm gonna have to show y'all what berry crush looks like because I've never seen it before. Well, I've seen pictures of it and stuff, but I've never experienced playing it. Let's see. Um, Nah, I already finished that game. The thing about BDSP is that once you get access to you know what? BDSP is actually good. All jokes aside, I like it. People hate it. A lot of people don't like it. I like it. I think it's a good game. Yes, I know they could have did better. I mean, what you think? I'm crazy? I know they could have did better. Come on. But yeah, I was like, dang. But it's still cool. I was like, the underground. You can find a shiny in there while you're looking for fossils and stuff. I was like, yo, man, it's cool in here, man. It's pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. It really is. That's a good game. It's a real good game. Yeah, we completed the. I know that we can complete the decks tonight. The only thing is, it's just that I haven't been able to catch the Zapdos in this game yet in Deep Green. But it was a practice run to see how fast I could fight the game. But the thing is that it's like not. It wouldn't be like your normal speed run because I would just be taking advantage of having the power that I have in Fire Red to like help me in my beginning start. So it'd be like, dang. I just wanted to see how fast I could, and I save a lot of time. I saved a lot, and I also figured out how I could save some more time. So I was like, well, okay. And then I trade them back. Pharaoh's a really good Pokemon. if you're able to equip it with the proper moveset, you can actually accomplish a lot. It has a good moveset. Good moves it can use. It can actually use Tri Attack in Generation 3. And that is a surprise move. I'm like, wait, what? Tri Attack? Yeah, he can learn Tri Attack in this game. And I think that's pretty awesome. I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, so I do recommend if you can still breed in this game. You can still get cool moves. So that's the good thing too, though. Like, just because you can't get like perfect IVs, it doesn't mean that. Let me send that over. It doesn't mean that. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't make it happen. Shoot. I'm glad I'm getting these trades out of the way. Oh, man, what the? You ready to trade this? Hold on. It's crazy that you have to trade them. It always has been. It was always a thing. It was always a thing. Man, why you gotta trade these to make them evolve? I don't know, bro. It's because the link cable. Oh, we know that, but why? But why? Gengar, why can't you just come on, bro? Level 36 like Charizard, you know, type situation. Like, let's be honest. It was always that thing. Well, at least for me, I was like, oh, man, what's going on here? Okay. Just making sure. Nah, forget all that. It's just one of those things that I think to myself, it's just like, I mean, of course, I know what it is though. Like, at the end of the day, I know the truth. But it's like, see, as Pokemon evolving, I wonder what it is that you have to, because whenever you trade a Pokemon away, it resets. I don't know how it would work in the Pokemon world, right? That's why I say to this day I don't understand why the trading occurs whenever you trade your Kadabra away. Why? Is it because what would happen? I don't get that part. Machamp, I don't get that. What is the process that I need to give them away for them? Like, I just don't understand it. I guess it could have been like, I mean, but you have to think. Well, if you say like, oh well, you grab your Machamp and you grab his Machamp, and then like y'all trade, and then it's like, but you still have to trade them back. You know what I mean? Because that's your Machamp. You know what I mean? Or like, that's your Alakazam. Like, so when you trade them, like, I don't know. I just don't get that part, especially with Gengar, and the last one is gonna be Golem. What is the what happens? What happens? The Gengar with the gas in there. Yeah, I don't understand. Never have. Never have I ever understood that. Never. Okay, those were the last ones. So let's see. We can equip ourselves. Right here, boom. Go right here. Right there. Alright, and then I'll fill in the remaining ones that are absent of the decks. Don't worry. We will complete it. Okay. So, flying. What am I gonna do right now? We have to evolve some. One. Let's see, what do we have to work on? Let me step outside. Okay. Let's check. Have I broken the decks yet? No. Oh my gosh. I'm like, dude, I don't want to. It's because I'll let you know when I'm ready. Because I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to at one point. But yeah, we're getting close to that point either way. So let's see. How many do I have? I'm not too far off. So I'll just go to national. See the ones I'm missing. But let's do this. Okay. Little queen I have. Guess I got that. She's there. I'm just waiting. Victory Bell, I got that. The Leaf Stone, holding it down. Farfetch, that's the in-game trade. I got you. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Hitmonlee with the Hitmonchan. That's the special stuff. So I don't know if I want to do. I'm gonna complete those. I just don't want to grab them on stream. So I'm gonna ignore those because those are soft resets for me, and I don't want to bore you. So if you're wondering what I'm aiming for, it's gonna take me a couple of resets because it's not something that's like, oh, I'm gonna get it in like 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? It all depends. It's RNG. So whenever I find the time to try to start grabbing these, I'll go possibly adamant, depending if whatever I get. I'll either go neutral nature on either one of them, and then if the Hitmonlee can come out, adamant Jolly, and then I'd prefer the Hitmonlee because the Hitmonchan doesn't really have that good of a kit versus the Hitmonlee. He just hits harder. So even though I like Hitmonchan, he's pretty cool. So he's always been one of my favorites, but it's just like Hitmonlee is gonna be the one that's gonna throw down. So he's really good with the kit. And then Lickitung is the in-game trade. Rhydon, that's a. We can go to that cave. I think I need to go check that cave. Alright, Jinx is the in-game trade. Mr. Mime is the in-game trade. Lapras is a reset. See that? Eevee is a. Let's make some eggs. I gotta make eggs for that one. I might as well. Let's do it on stream. Yeah. Oh, the stones. How could I make a foolish mistake? Of course. The fossils. They're missing. Yeah, I still gotta do those too. The Aerodactyl.
the monstrosity rock type ancient Pokemon. And then you got the birds.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, we got everything. We basically have everything. But what we're gonna do right now is like I said, those are resets. Farfetch and game trade. Victory. Okay, let's get the victory bell real quick. Okay, and the needle. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm gonna fly. And we are going to make our way to the location Celadon City.
The Celadon department is known to sell firestones and other sorts of that many types. Water stones, leaf stones.
Wait, hold on. Wrong floor. Oops. I'll just take the stairs. Oh. They yell at me, stop playing with the elevator. Just. Um, one of these, please. Thank you. And let's see. I mean, I know I'm gonna need, but I can go make the eggs right now. But I don't need to add them. All right, let's go make some eggs in those because those are gonna be annoying. So let's just do that too. Let's get all that out of the way. I'm gonna have to, right? I'll take the stairs. It's just one of those things that's like back in the day, it was nearly almost impossible. Impossible to have all three. Oh, dude, that was crazy. That's pretty crazy. You gotta do a lot of work. It's a lot of work to have all three Jolteons. Because if, well, not like Jolteons, but like the Vaporeon, Flareon in Generation 1, like in Pokemon Yellow, yeah, that's pretty tough. That's a lot of recess. Luckily, I had the stadium to help. Oh! Okay. Let me move all these. Ooh. Yeah, let me move all these back before I make a mistake. This needs to be. And these are my good items. They should be down. Nope. Sell this, put this up. Okay. I need to clear out the inventory before we do anything. You don't want to end up in a position where you see something good and you can't pick it up or something. What do I have in
The Everstone. Excellent. With the Everstone, they can add and make things a little bit better.
Not really, sort of, kind of. It doesn't really work the same way you would think in Generation 3. Sadly. Oh, alright. I already have a Stardust here, so. Okay, good. I'm glad I deposited. Okay, good.
Good.
1-star piece. Okay. Okay, yeah, everything else is just. Okay, yeah, no, those can stay. Okay. My leftovers need to move. Needle Queen. That's a lot of mons that will never see the light of day again. Nope. I wouldn't say that. Yeah, nah. I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, to get a competitive team, I mean, you have to think about it too. Like, for anybody that might be playing, like, I was thinking this the other day. Like, I was like, for anybody that's gonna be playing Pokemon Champions, they should be taking advantage of this game and all the Pokemon that they can catch. And it would end up saving them a lot of money in real life if Pokemon Champions is gonna make them be charged for like their natures and their IVs and stuff. And I'm literally showing you how to do everything, right? And I was like, dang. But here's the thing: there's only a limited amount of Pokemon that you can only grab from the Kanto, and there's only like basically there's a select you that you would want to grab, right? Like a select tier, but at the end of the day, like you just have so many Pokemon that you could grab from, and that would save you money instead of like having to spend it in the game if you have to pay for something. You know, that you could have just like an Alakazam or something, right? It's like, oh no, I don't have access to an Alakazam. All right, let me just buy one. Boom. Man, what? Yeah, that's what happened. What's up, Mr. Brandon? I'm just. Ooh. I've always been a fan of the Needle Queen. She's always been cool. Dude, a double team, both of them together. What? One's got HP and one's hitting you with the attack. Chill out. They're just naturally built like that. Those are two good Pokemon. Especially if your opponent did not have anything that would resist them. They'd be in trouble. And even then, the Nido Queen and Nido King would still give a good fight. So these are really good Pokemon. Big fan. Big fan for sure. The Nido King is over here. Right? team, both of them, like, bro, what? See, I already have mine. Mine's is Jolly. So then I'd have to. I'd have to get one that's probably like. I mean, it just it's well rounded. I probably just boost up like maybe like I don't know. I know the HP is really good, so I boost up a lot of the HP. And then we don't really have access to the other ability, nor do we have it here on Spyro. We're stuck to Poison Point. So there's only limited things. Like even then, that's why I say like in Pokemon Champions, if you were like if you're looking forward to getting that game and you wanted a good Needle King, even this one that I have, even though it's Jolly Nature, if I transferred it over, they'd be like, "Oh, well, if you want to, you got to spend 5 little purple points to get the change on ability. That's gonna be $5.99 right there. Thank you, sir." I'm like, "Ah, man, get out of here, man. Get out. Come on, come on, come on. That should be a free exchange because we over here riding from the Kanto, baby. Come on, come on. Where's the warm welcome, man? Come on, where's the warm welcome?" All right, let's put up this victory. All right, right here. There. You know, Spyro, I'll keep right here because Spyro's holding it down. And then, let's see. No, that's it. Okay, so the rest of them I have to go get myself, which are in-game trades. Mr. Mime, Jinx, Jolteon. Where's the Eevee? My Eevee's over here, so I have to make eggs of it. So I have all those Pokemon, right? Let's do that right now, because I gotta show you how to do that. Oh my goodness. And I'm gonna put the Everstone too to show you that it doesn't really work. It says it does, but it doesn't. And that's lame. Because if there's anything that I could get, I'd probably just want all of them modest to make things easier. Because I know that they just be doing good damage at least. So let's see. Because I have a modest Eevee, and I'm gonna throw an Everstone on. You would think that every single one of them would come out. Nope, it's not how it works. It's not how it works. Beautiful stuff. The way Generation 3 is. You know what? Too. It was just like it was also built around. But when I really think about it, it's like, well, that just guaranteed that everybody's Pokemon was always different because how much work you would have to put in for it to be quote unquote somewhat close to being perfect, right? So I was like, dang, because it all comes down to that. That's what it really comes down to. The love for the team that you're trying to create. Alright, so before we put the Eevee, I'm going to grab the Everstone. And let me make sure that Eevee is going to forget some moves. Always make sure that whatever moves you want are going to be at the top you want them to forget. So, Helping Hand can be forgotten. Growl can be forgotten. Sand Attack and Quick Attack, they can be kept. I have Tiny Mushrooms to teach the Jolteon something if it learns something, because I'm going to make it a Jolteon. But I might as well just make like 3 eggs, right? Let's see how long this takes. And usually it takes a while. So, let's see. Go here. There goes the Everstone, right? Well, that they learn that naturally, so you wouldn't have to worry about breeding something like that. Okay. So I would save right here, like before you do anything with like a good EV that you haven't even like began, because that's modest nature and it's like decent. I just grabbed something that was decent and I was like, I'll work with it later, because I'm more concerned about nature and I can always work on something else later. So let's see what we can get. But always try to save. Right? See? You would have got XP on it, and you don't really want to do that because you want, like what I just did. You don't want to do that because the egg is RNG. So always be on the lookout for the egg too. There you go, see? Right, and then here's what I do. So let's say I grab the egg like I just did right now. Then I roll over here. Okay, okay, good. It hasn't said anything, so we haven't leveled up. Right, so this is the perfect way to grab eggs on something that you don't want to provide any levels. But you need to get some eggs from it for the living dex. So, because I have to work on that Eevee. And then I'll go back to it. I'll be like, wait, where did that XP come from? Did I mess up? No. I put it in the daycare center so that I can make eggs for it. That's where that XP is from. Can't forget stuff like that, because that could possibly mess up your EV training in something like Generation 3. You would think something like that wouldn't, but it does. And not by like on purpose or like, it's just a simple, you be like, wait, what? A miscalculation when in reality you're not even wrong. It just happened to be some XP that you forgot that you got from the daycare center. You're thinking that your math is wrong. It's always been right. It's just those extra numbers right there. You're like,
Oh no!
no egg. See that? And then you can reset and then try to get your eggs faster. Because it all comes down to orange. We need, after I grab these eggs, we're going to hatch them. And they're going to be Firestone, Waterstone, and Thunder. Look, see, no egg. Okay. Eevee's about to go up a level. I know it is. Okay. See? Okay, good. Alright. See if I went up a level. I think I did. Okay, no, no, no. Okay, good, good, good. Alright, and then I'll show you what I mean by the reset. If you really didn't want to get any XP, this is how you would do it. And it can RNG that fast. But then I've always said too, whenever you think about it, it's the same amount of time regardless. But you're saving yourself time in game. So that way you're not wasting time. See that? Told you.
I wouldn't lie to you about something like that. It's just something you gotta see for yourself.
Yes. Oh. Right before a level up? Okay, that's pretty good. So I can see the level up and I know exactly where it's happening. Very good. Put this up. Take off the stone later. And let's hatch these, right? Let's hatch these. Yeah. Let's hatch these eggs. We can see Johto Pokemon already in Fire Red. So I was thinking earlier today, I was like, well, you know what? With me not seeing any Johto Pokemon, I'm gonna end up, quote unquote, what I was saying, break my Pokedex. I'm gonna do that eventually because I need the dog, the legendary dog. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to hurry and try to. What? I didn't save? No. I grabbed it and I didn't save. I thought I saved. And that's why you saved. I remember last time that happened, I messed up with the Everstone. And I was like, oops. But luckily we were able to get in like a couple turns. It was pretty funny. And all the other items were taking forever, and then the Hearthstone was actually the last one, and I forgot to save on that one. Priceless. Yeah, but I accidentally didn't save, so I lost one of the eggs, which was the last one, which was the fastest one that we got. So I can't be too greedy, you know, because eggs they really do take time. It all comes down to RNG, and if you're just paying attention and make sure that they're there or not. You can't swim out here. The current won't let you. It's dangerous. It would have been cool if they would let you like surf from island to island, find just different types of water Pokemon. Those that were And by water Pokemon, like almost all of them. That would have made the game a lot more interesting. Catch some Gyarados, Horsey, Seadra, Sea King, Goldings, any water Pokemon that you could find like in the game in general. Just happens to be like between the Sevi Islands, just surfing through all of them. That would have been pretty cool. Basically, it'd just be a one connected region by like water type situation. I don't want the Eevee to get a level. It's gonna gain one. Because when I grabbed the other one earlier, I realized, wait a minute, it was at 300 steps more. So if I would have went just a little bit more, I would have leveled up. I just realized that right now. So in other words, I actually need the good RNG. But we can get it. It's pretty easy to get. How do I know about it? Because it's something that we just saw. And it's something that you can experience if you just keep continue to play the game. Like, you'll be like, oh yeah, it works like that. But again, when it comes down to saying, it still takes the same amount of time. That's why I reset myself. You see? Hmm? Because if not, it's just a waste of time. And then as well as the XP that is being gained. So a lot of things to account. It's not just resetting and being like, oh, nah. We want to make sure that the Eevee doesn't gain too much XP. So we had it earlier. I just messed up and I didn't save. So that's a really good. It's the manual saves. You gotta get used to the manual saves. The box too, moving around the box and stuff like that. We'll get it though. It's fun. There it is. This time save. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just gotta be a little bit patient. A little bit of patience. It's safe. Please. Okay. And I'm gonna put up the Eevee. So take the Everstone off now, I guess. Let's see how much XP I got on this one. It was like 357 last time. Ooh, I think I did better this time. Or no, it needed less. Ooh, messed up. Yeah, no, that I did more steps. I was on the bike. Okay. And I'm gonna ride back to Celadon City right now. Grab the stones. You know what I was thinking? If you buy on the Nintendo eShop, if you buy this game, right? It and if you buy the other version of the game for for example, if you buy the French version, or I don't know what the other language is. Whatever other languages they have for the game right now that is on the eShop that you can purchase. If you buy that other language and you trade with somebody that has that game, does that give us access to the Masuda? I was wondering about that. I was really wondering. I was like, does that work? Do you get Masuda method through buying the different language of the game? Even though, like, for example, and then if anybody did that, that would be the reason would be because they already know the game. They don't really read it, so they know exactly what they're doing. And plus, at the same time, all you really need to do is just trade a certain Pokemon if you were trying to hunt something that was shiny. You don't think the Masuda method's in Fire Red? Okay. Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. You know what? Yeah, you're right. But I mean, we can still trade though, right? Can we? Were we allowed to do that? Or wasn't that until Generation 4? I feel like that was maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like maybe Gen 4 is where they allowed something like that. Man, the Dex is looking healthy, dude. What I'm talking about. Yeah, we know we're missing the starter one, so I'm not tripping about that. Firefish, in-game trade. Himo-Lee, Himo-Chan, resets. Lickitung, in-game trade. Rhydon, we can go capture right now. Mr. Mime, in-game trade. Jinx, in-game trade. Lapras, reset. Eevee we have. We're gonna use the stones right now. It's the Omnimite, yeah. Omnistar, Kabuto, Kabutops, Aerodactyl, the birds, and then the last one, Mewtwo. So we got everything. We got everything, young. And we're done. We're basically done. Because we do have the in-game. So let's go catch this right up while we're doing what we're doing right now. Let's go see if we can even enter it, because we only did the round 1. So I wonder if round 1 gives you access to Mewtwo. I don't remember. They're like, nah, you have to be the true master. Ah, man, get out of here. I'll just catch it on the leaf ring real quick. We're gonna need surf. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna go get the stones though. That way, while I'm out and about, we find Rhydon and we can make the. I can actually. Well, no, I'm gonna need something to fight that. Yeah, Rhydon's gonna be pretty tough, throwing rocks around and stuff. Rhydon's a cool Pokemon. One of the best. I feel like Arbok needs a evolution. I don't need the leaf stone. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you can have that. It's too much space. Right. Okay. I think I should be fine with Choke, just in case. Yeah, no. I'm just thinking damage-wise. I have more than enough to catch the right on anyway. That's if they let us in there. That all depends. I still have to check and see if they let us in there after completing round 1. I could activate round 2 if I wanted to, so it's not like I'm not gonna catch the Mewtwo if they do lock me behind it, but still. Nah. Ah. Locked. A special trainer. So the Sapphire needs to be turned in. Only those that have completed the post-game have access to this cave. Return from whence you came, trainer. That's what he basically said. It's like, oh, okay. Why doesn't it just say that? That would have been better. I'd be like, oh, I know exactly what I need to do. Get the Sapphire. Only a special train. Bro, how does that let me know where I'm supposed to go? Hey, thanks for saying hi. Like, listen, look at what he says. Look. And you would have to have made a great achievement. Man, what? What you mean by that? Oh, look at this person right here. Look at this. Look. I remember her. She's still there too. I think it's what she says after the battle. Elaborate. I see what you said in chat. Elaborate that for me, because the last thing that was said. Hmm. It's the one that mentions the other Pokemon, but she's not there. It's nice to see back the cave. Can't forget about the move tutors over here. I am not interested in any of these moves. But if you do, here's the thing too. So one thing to consider about all move tutors in Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Pokemon Emerald, right? A lot of people don't realize it's whenever you soft reset on like well, no, I don't want to say soft reset. That was the wrong word. Like whenever you end up like erasing your save file completely to start a new save file, and why would somebody do that? I don't know. Maybe to probably get like another Mewtwo if they wanted. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, people do that, right? Or if they wanted to get something else, right? It doesn't really matter. Well, before you always reset, there's a lot of things that I would always like I would recommend that you guarantee taking with you that you wouldn't regret, because a lot of the items are already hard to get. And then when it comes to items, these guys right here with the move tutors, you only get to teach them once. And the interesting things about these moves is that in Generation 4, these Pokemon couldn't learn these moves right here. So like Charizard with a Seismic Toss was impossible. It wasn't until later that he had access to do something like that again. And I don't know if he can still do it right now. I don't know if he might be able to do it now. But yeah, the move tutor can teach it to him right now, right? Because of this. And then in Generation 4, he didn't have access to it. And in other words, it just creates another way to make your Pokemon better. So like whenever you start a new save file, you want to make sure you take advantage of held items, move tutors, Zapdos, Moltres, Mewtwo. You know, there's so much. Not just being like, I'm gonna reset for an Eevee. I'm like, nah, bro. Yeah, you might as well just go. If you're resetting for one, you might as well just reset again for all of them, because the save file is already halfway there. Mindset, you know, it's like it's already halfway done. So we won't be able to go in there, which is fun. So I'll just go this way. Wash the eggs on Route 24. Oh! This is where I caught my Abra with the twisted spoon. That was legit. I got lucky. I got really lucky. Actually, that's really, really, really lucky. That's probably one of the luckiest things that happened. Well, no, a lot of lucky stuff happened, actually. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happened. But that was a really good catch for the Abra to show up with the twisted spoon. Really good stuff. I'm gonna save. Just because they're getting stabs. We're running around. I confirmed that we can't go in there unless it's round 2. While I'm over here doing my shenanigans. That's fine though. Okay, so you don't want to go past that. Trying to get better at the driving. The bike in Emerald is fast. It's really fast. I like driving in the part where I forgot what's it. It's Lakeport City. Right there, there's a bike entry, and you can just drive your way up through that. And you get faster times. And the NPC at the end would say if you did good or not. He's like, wow, that was great speed. And you didn't hit anything. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
The best of the best.
Not the best controlling, though, I'll tell you that, because it's like so square. Square controlling. Remember, I gave the Eevee the Everstone. Okay? So you would think it'd probably be like, what, at least. You would think it'd at least be like, man, I don't know. You know. You know, what do you think it would be, right? What? You would think at least 25%. At least. Let's see. Eevees take forever to hatch as well, so it's not going to be something that's going to be easy. That's why I keep saving. Because look, they're nowhere near. Yeah, see that? I might as well be doing this. Yeah, they're nowhere near. Yeah, these eggs take forever. Unfortunately, man. No way to increase. I mean, yeah, no way to decrease the steps neither. It's nothing works. It is what it is. That's why I'm like, bro, when it comes to like competitive battling in Generation 3, it is pretty tough. And having those battles is pretty fun. Right? Because it's like you're battling back and then and like I said, like it's those Pokemon because it's so difficult to create a Pokemon, it's like they're not meant to be perfect in a sort of type of way. Because of how much it does take. So it can go both ways as well, right? It's like you love this Pokemon so much you want it to be perfect, but you're like releasing a whole bunch of them, or you just get a Pokemon and you're happy that you have it, and you use it, you level it up all the way to 100, use its battle, like, you know what I mean? On top of like trying to also complete the decks, like it goes a lot of ways. But these eggs take forever. Man, they take forever. Just it's just one of those things to also like Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Crystal, right? Pokemon Yellow having all the three starters. Pokemon Crystal having the Battle Tower introduced for the first time. Pokemon Emerald, the final place where even the GameCube games had to get their Pokemon reside. That's how you got the whole and the Lugia or the three dogs that had good IVs. So yeah, you were doing that if you were actually trying to do that. And yes, there were people that did that. Because I did. But anyways, so like, but still, like, it's a lot of work. That's just a lot of work. Generation 3 is just a lot of work. Generation 3. I still can complete the decks. It's just that I don't have like a. Oh gosh, dude, that's just a lot of trading. That's a lot of trading. The Generation 3 decks is just too much training. I'd rather just do the Kanto. Kanto decks is fine. But I am gonna get the dogs, so that means I have to grab the Sapphire and at the end of the day. I just didn't want to do it just yet. And plus, I won't be able to grab it if I don't. So I have to. They thought about it. They thought about all of it. But here's one thing. How do you get your Pokemon to level 100 fast? And I'll tell you the answer. Here's the true answer. What first thing you gotta do is that if you're starting a new game, here's the answer for people that starting. If you want to get your Pokemon leveled up faster on Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red, how do you do that? The answer is when you start a new save file and you pick whatever starter you want and you name yourself whatever it is. You level up that one starter all the way, right? Get him all the way leveled as much as you can. And then do this, like basically just go through the story with your starter. Don't catch any Pokemon in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Try to use that starter to get his. If you can beat the Elite Four the first time, if you can get away with doing that, and maybe using some wild Pokemon to help your starter get the Elite Four in round 1, you could take advantage of round 1 instead of having to go anywhere near the post game and being locked behind and not being able to use the Hall of Fame. Because at this point, I mean not the Hall of Fame, the Elite Four, because I can't fight them right now, so I'm locked out of it until I turn into Sapphire, which I have. Oh no, wait, I didn't grab it because yeah, no, I basically do have it though. I remember grabbing it, but then I saw it for set because I just showed y'all. Yeah, but no, but I don't want it. Because once I grab it, that means that I've already seen the Hound, which means the National Dex has actually been activated. But it's good to know that that's where the point is. If you were trying to avoid the National Dex, and that's where it is. The forcing port, because you can, like I was using Max Repels, because you can see the Slugmas and you can see other Johto Pokemon before that point as well. But that's the point where the game is like, nope, you have to see a Houndoom. We force the Houndoom fight on you. And in order to avoid that, and in order to get your Pokemon high level, you want to not catch any Pokemon. Use your starter. And then stay underneath the range of 60. Don't go to Island 1. Just defeat the Elite Four. I'm gonna, in the end, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like. Because it's pretty crazy. I'm like, dude, that's just crazy that it's better not to catch Pokemon. And Fire Red and Leaf Green is actually better not to catch Pokemon. Why? Because then what you can do is you can make sure that you don't catch too many Pokemon and you don't register that many. And whatever Pokemon you're going to use to defeat the Elite Four, it all depends. You won't be able to do it forever because you're going to have to get something to level 100. And that's the fastest way because you'll be able to run the Elite Four over and over and over again once you've already defeated it once. It's going to cost you some full restores and revives or something like that, but if you beat it once, you can do it again. And then you just continue to gain those levels until the point where they cannot withstand your power. Yeah, I'm trying to hatch some eggs. It's the Eevee eggs. They take forever. Look, it's gonna say, watch this. Look. Oh, they almost ready. Oh, let's go. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. They're almost ready. Almost ready. I'm glad I read chat. Thank you. Good plays. That was good. That was good. Chat with the save. Let's go. Let's go right there. Big money, big money. Just because someone said, what we doing, man? We hatching eggs. What's up with it? I'm like, yes, we are. Matter of fact, let me stop and we gotta stop at Route 24. Let's see what happens. They should probably. It'd be nice if we get a female. Females are pretty rare. I think it's like 12 points. Yeah, 12 something. 12 point something percent. Yeah, I think it's like 12.75% chance for it to be a female. Does it really matter? No, but still having one would be cool. Because they're rare. And the eggs are not all on the same page. So one's going to hatch and then the other one's going to take a little bit as well. But they're sort of close because I was able to do the reset method. And that's another way that you get your eggs close to hatching to each other if you use the reset method that I was using to try to grab my egg early. There's a lot of things. The game has just a lot of ways to be just looked at. You can there's a lot of tools you can use too once you know how to properly go about what the game is asking you to do. Especially with the payday. The payday is just the easiest example. And then the pickup ability is just so rewarding. Those are just simple examples of what and then like it goes beyond that. It's like once you learn the mechanics to how things work, that's when things get deeper. Because then it's just not a game anymore. It's like, yo, this guy knows the mechanics. And then there's one thing about knowing the mechanics, and then it's just like, yo, we're seeing the mechanics.
It's big money.
Ooh, good HP. What nature? Rash. You see what I'm saying? You see if we got something right here. No, it's not bad. Maybe put it as a Flareon. Maybe that might be a Flareon. Or maybe a Jolteon or something. I don't know. See right now. Flareon has high special defense, so I could sacrifice a little bit so I can keep the defense on it. We'll see what I do. Because I don't want to use up the defense on Jolteon or Vaporeon, I'll tell you that. And plus, Flareon's flamethrower would hit, so that's not too bad, Rash. Yeah, but there's just so many Pokemon that are better than using than others. Like, if you say, like, oh, I want a nice Flareon. It's like, remember, we all get an Aerodactyl. An Aerodactyl is just a monster. Safe. Yo, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. We have one egg already. Okay, that's what we're doing. And we have to hatch 2 more. Once they're all hatched, we'll go ahead and use the stones. And this is how you go about getting the stones. But I will say this. Because we just got done. I did this earlier this year. I did the live decks in Pokemon Yellow. So seeing the difference on how easy it is for something in Fire Red and Leaf Green, it is amazing. And it is a relief that you can get the dogs without having to trade someone. Because Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, they were must. The person giving you that trade would have let you keep the Jolteon. You would have had to let them keep that evolution. So that's basically a new save file, no matter what. Versus it being in Leaf Green and Fire Red, it's like just go make eggs and everything's okay. You don't have to trade with anybody, and nobody has to give up any. Nobody has to start all over. You get what I'm saying? So it's just way better. Just way better. I'm like, dang, dude, because we experienced that this year. Seeing how many resets it was, I had to do a lot of resets, especially because you have to get the starters too. Even if you're playing on yellow or red or blue, you're still gonna have to soft reset a lot for living decks. It takes a lot of work. Generation 3 living dex? Holy cow, bro. Holy cow. I've got a Hoenn living dex in my emerald right now. I mean I can do it. It just takes a lot of time. That's all it is. I can do it. It just takes a lot of time. That's all. I'm like, nah, I don't feel like doing that because of how tedious it is. Bold nature. This might be my Vaporeon, and this might be my Jolteon, so we can use an attack. No, you know what? Yeah, because it's fast anyway, so it might as well be Jolteon. You know, this one might as well be Vaporeon, and this will be Flareon. Okay, Flareon. This one's Flareon. Okay. And then I'll double check just so that we make a mistake. I know it's gonna be Jolteon. Always double check. There's nothing wrong with double checking. It's when you make the mistake. And then also you want to make sure you're saving too before you do anything like this. Just in case you make a mistake. A misclick. This gives us 3 entries into the Pokedex. Man, dude, these are all good Pokemon to use in battle. I don't care what anybody says. These are all good Pokemon. I know Flareon isn't like the best, but I love Flareon too. Flareon's legit. You can't tell me Flare. Look, we're gonna look at Flareon right now. Let me show you something real quick. Hey, hold on. Right? Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's stand over here real quick. Hold on. Come over here. Let me tell you something. Can't tell me that it doesn't look right. Look at the Flareon. Look at that. On the team, Gaman. Using flamethrower on the other side. Come on. Dangerous. Let's put him up. We're gonna need him um, for the emerald. I wonder how they're gonna do it. They're probably just gonna release. Dude, if they just do Ruby and Sapphire, I'm crying. Oh, bro, I'm crying, bro. I'm like, oh no. No. Ditto's supposed to be right there. Okay. I think it's like that. Yeah. Okay, so it's the Gyarados, right? And then the Lapras, which is the reset, the Dittos, and the Daycare. I could go catch another Ditto for the live decks, which I probably should. I'll probably end up catching more different natures to save me time for Emerald. But I really do need to do that now that I said that. And then the fossils. Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, we're basically done. We'll go back in here and move around, adjust. Lapras Ditto, Eevee, the 3. Okay. I really do need a soft reset for Dratini. Those are one of the other things that that's why I don't have a Dragonite yet. Because Dragonite is one of the Pokemon that I have to force past the level 55. It has to evolve at level 55, so.
I challenge you in Pokemon Showdown. Well. Yeah. A challenge. Who dares challenge me?
Yo, dude, that sounds so much fun. I haven't played in Showdown. Showdown is a good place to get down in as far as like battling. I use it all the time for my team building, but I never battle people because nobody asked me to. That's why.
Battling is fun.
You know, it'd be fun to battle in Gen 3. We can battle in Gen 3 OU, or you can, but it doesn't matter. You can use the whole list really, except for like I mean I don't care. Well, I mean as long as you're not using like
The Oxus and Lugia and Ho-Ho. You know what I mean?
But see, I honestly, I stay away from the showdown because another thing too, though, I don't battle in showdown. Another reason why I don't battle in showdown that leads to it's just like, well, why doesn't he battle if he's always on team builder? Is because I don't really play. I don't the small gun rules. There's nothing. I know there's just certain rules that they don't allow you to do. Certain things that are allowed in the game, and I'd rather just battle with the game stuff because it is something that you can pull off. Even though the easy term is what I'm saying, that some of the tactics can be considered like basically like super cheese, right? And like not necessarily cheating, but just takes advantage of something like double team or minimize or other mechanics that could be used in any other type of way that would cause the game to be like at a stalemate until somebody gives up or like they remove stuff like that from the equation. And the reason why those things are important, I would say, is because that is the world of Pokemon. Like because someone would have to give up if somebody used like 6 minimize, but they can't land a move and they're running out of moves and like their Pokemon are starting to struggle. That would be crazy, right? And that's on all 6 Pokemon. They have recover. It's like, oh snap, and they're the same Pokemon. Like things would be different. Like, but that's a trainer. That would be like a real life Pokemon trainer. Like in the world, if somebody's running around with like 6 Alakazams, I can only imagine that type of team. Reflect. You have one. You have if during double battles, you got one with the reflect, the light screen, recover, role play, doing some crazy stuff. Having access to more moves because you can just switch out the Alakazam and switch in the other one. And doing that as competitive battling. Like, dude. But it's easy to knock an Alakazam. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be cool to see teams like that too. But stuff like that doesn't exist.
But it could.
Yeah, Showdown is a fun place to battle. I like Showdown. If I were to battle in Showdown, I'll battle in Gen 3 mechanics. I'm pretty used to them right now. And Generation 1 and 2. So if I do go back and play right now, I'm like, alright, you know what? Let's do 1, 2, and 3. How about that? And then, yeah, I'd like to do 1, 2, and 3 generation. Those will get the mind on the exercise, get your teams right. Dang, dude, if only this game was Wi-Fi, bro. I promise, dude. Dang, bro. See, just missed opportunity, dude. Bro, instead of you asking me, hey, fight me in showdown, I'd have been like, bro, fight me right here. I'd have been like this. Run it. Just like that. Ding. And we would have met right there. If only. If only they did that, bro. That would have made this game so cool. Dude, it would have, bro, people would have, so many people would have been battling. It would have been different. It would have gave the game different life. It would have been different. I promise you. I promise. I put on everything on it. It would have been different. It would have been different. People would have actually, this game would have sold way more than you think. It would have been amazing. It would have been a good little amazing sale for Pokemon and these Game Boy games. I know it sounds crazy, but if you were able to trade just Wi-Fi, that would have made the sale of these games go like way higher. It'd have been crazy once everybody found out. And it would have been cool if they did introduce it, but it wasn't until people started buying the game and they realized, wait, you can do it. So then that's what would make people want to pay more money because you could trade through Wi-Fi. Oh, bro, that'd be crazy. But it's not real. It doesn't exist. That sucks. And like, not only trade, but like battle as well. Because the Union Room, you can do all that. You can go berry crushing. You can battle. You can put a Pokemon up for trade. If anybody in the room is trying to trade something, they're like, hey, does anybody have this to trade up? It's like, yeah, I guess I'll give you this. Yeah, the Game Boy Advance adapter was pretty cool. It could have more people, though. It could have, like up to more, like, 10 and 15 people. It could have even more than that, I think. A whole bunch of people could have been in the room. It was such a cool device. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. That wireless adapter. You can get your hands on one of those, man. I'm sure one of those. Just saying. Yeah, one of those. That wireless adapter is pretty cool, but it's only really for nostalgic. You know, you really can't do much with it now, right? Because Fire Red and Leaf Green, you can actually use the wireless capabilities through the Switch now. So having a wireless adapter was just basically something really cool at this point. But if you ever needed a trade through the Game Boy Advance games, it would be a very, very useful tool. Very useful. And I'll show you why. Like, for example, I wanted to show you this real too. So, I'm just riding around. We can't get the ride on. We got the 3 dogs. Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan are over here. We're not going to be able to grab them. I mean, I could grab one, but I have to soft reset for it. So I'm not going to do that just yet. Right? They're here, but I'm not going to do that. So, leave them there. And Mewtwo's over here. The bird is over here. Boom. Boom. My fossil's over here. That's a soft reset. Okay. What else? Blastoise is level up. The Dratini is a reset. Dude, everything is a reset. Everything. How do you plan on getting your Pokemon Emerald? By trading. The same way that I was able to get the Merchant exclusives. Yeah. The same way I was able to get the Merchant exclusives. by just trading. And back in the day, so the thing about like getting one of the difficult things about Generation 3 completion for the decks is there was so much hardware that you would have to trade your Pokemon to. And in some cases, I know there's people out there, and this happened to them. This happened to a lot of people, um, where they're trading, and in the middle of trading, something goes wrong, and somebody can lose a save file, right? Or the game would like self delete some stuff, like, or it would just delete after you were done trading. And there's a whole bunch of instances, and or the Pokemon that you're, yeah, dude, you can actually lose Pokemon, man. This stuff happens, right? This happens in cartridges. You wouldn't think that it does, but it takes place. So it's wild. Yeah, you could lose some Pokemon, and then that's why, for example, let's say somebody was trading and they put all their Pokemon into Fire Red because they were trying to complete the national dex, right? And this is the conversation right here. Why do you want to complete the national dex in Fire Red, Leaf Green? You don't get absolutely anything. They don't give you another starter. You're not getting a starter from another region. Professor Oak just says, good job. There's really, in my opinion, it's Fire Red and Leaf Green is probably one of the worst places you can complete the national dex. But wait a minute, it's a huge flex. It's a huge flex because you did. So yes, you get to flex. You get the big flex. Let's just go ahead and be honest about that. You get the big flex on it. Alright? I'm not gonna lie. You get the big flex. But on the Pokemon Emerald, the reason why you want to do that there is because you get extra starters. You get one starters when you reach a certain point, and then you get another starter when you reach a certain point. So the game is pretty cool as far as like rewards, and you want to also make sure you get the Battle Frontier. It's just the end game. You don't want to put all. Why would you put all the Pokemon in Fire Red and Leaf Green? There is no Battle Frontier. In other words, to cut it short, put all of them in Emerald. That's pretty much what they wanted you to do. But if you do get it done in Fire Red and Leaf Green, it's a flex, right? It's a flex. It's a big flex. But we're done. We're basically done. I can't catch anything else. Um, I can get the Blastoise. Yeah, I can get the Blastoise. Yeah, we're done. The Farfetch is the trade. Yeah, everything is the trade. Right on. I can't go get. I can do that the same thing like a Blastoise. The 138 and 139. Yeah, the Omnimite. Okay. Well, that's all training. Okay. All right. Let's go see if I can get myself a good Dratini, because they're all resets, or maybe a good Hitmonlee. Here we go. Good Hitmonlee on the first ride. Let's go. Because they're all resets and in-game trades. We're basically done. If it wasn't for me knowing about natures, I could complete the decks right now really, really fast, including go and catch the birds, and turning in the Sapphire, and beating the game. Like, I can do that so fast. Come on. I get the time for that. I like to enjoy. Oh! No way I just landed this. No way, bro, on my first try. I can't believe that. Let's go. No way I just landed. That's crazy. Let me check the stats on this. Hold on. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No way, dude. No way I just landed this. Admit nature. No way, bro. No way. First try. Let's see if it's got good IVs. I'm taking it anyway. Doesn't matter. I got really lucky. Can't be greedy, you know. Let's just check and see what we got. Oh no, it's not good. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. We're bad all over. Nope. No, we can't do that. Even though you got the nature, no, I do not recommend doing that. That was really bad. Don't do that. That was a really bad start. Yeah, even though it was admin nature, it had like the worst stats possible. Naughty nature, that isn't too bad. 77, just a little bit better. Let's look at the speed. Missing a lot of special defense, bad special defense. The attack is a lot better. It's supposed to be 79. It's 2 away, so this one's a lot stronger. Still lacking HP. Not good. Even though it had a beneficial nature. So this is the end game for me, right? This is normally because I'm already streaming, so I might as well just keep streaming. But this is hasty isn't too bad. We can do something with this. But look at the low attack. It's supposed to be higher than that. At least 77, 78, 79. Oh, you want it to be at least 77, at least. No, that was really bad. Special defense was a lot better than it was at 65. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I could tell right by the HP. The lowest amount of HP you want to take is at least 65. At best, 64. At worst, basically. I mean, yeah. 74, 74. Oh, it's 60, because yeah, it's 60. It drops to 60. Yeah, 64. See, this is bad. What? Bold nature? I got the, I got the dupe reset. That's crazy. 62, a little bit better, but horrible. Horrible, natures. It's okay, because the first one, like I said, the first one, it was a good, I got excited, but unfortunately, the Eevees were just so bad. You gotta know when to be like, nah, I can't take this. This is not a good Pokemon. It was adamant nature. It was missing a lot of attack. And as you can see, none of the Eevees came out modest nature, even though I gave them the Everstone. So that was 3 eggs. If you can't see past those 3 eggs, not one of them being an Everstone, then good luck. Because this is the real deal. So that's like whenever it comes to these stagnant Pokemon where you can just pick them up, make sure that they're good because you only get one chance. This is the best HP we can get. We were looking for this. This is the best one. This is a good Hitmonlee. Starting right off the mild nature. This is a bad nature, but let's check the stats. Defense is pretty good. It's supposed to be 67. It's 64. Speed is supposed to be 56. It's 53. Defense is really bad. It's down 11 points. It's supposed to be 39. That's really, really bad. And attack is down by 9 points. It's supposed to be 79. But the HP is the max. That's good to see. Right. That's good to see. Yeah. It kind of sucks. So here's the bad thing about what I do right here. Because I know how these stats look and what I'm looking for, it kind of it does. I don't want to say that it ruins the game, right? But I will say, in just the truth of it all, it's like it kind of sucks that it has to be that way, right? That's really what I want to say. I just want to pick up my Hitmonlee and I wanted me and him to train and be the best that we could be, right? Versus, no, you have to be a certain one to be on my team. So, just the idea of EV training, and it's always good to train with your Pokemon. So, I do like the idea of like stat training. I love stat experience. I love Generation 1 mechanics. I love, because I just going back to it, it's a refresh. I'm like, yo, stat experience actually makes sense. The more you just battle with that Pokemon, the better that Pokemon is in general. And I love that idea. Well, we have max HP right here. Versus, like I said, oh, this is Impish. We can work with this. Bad attack. Very slow. Yeah, versus it just always having to be a certain Hitmonlee. Which I think is kind of lame. Because that's like low key is really on some fake. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh, you got to be a certain one to be on the team. It's just like, man, that's cold, bro. Why can't it just be what like? Why can't just let's just be strong? Like, nah, you gotta be a certain one. Okay. I see what's happening here.
Forget you guys.
And then Hitmonlee's lonely nature. That's hilarious. Oh, look at that attack. That's actually pretty good. It should be higher, even though the max is supposed to be 79. It has beneficial nature, so it probably needs to be around like 80. I'm gonna say probably like 80, 82 or 83, maybe a little higher. HP is pretty decent. This is where I would say at least, at best, at worst, the 64. You're missing a lot of HP here. That's why I said at best, at worst. Attack is decent for the nature, but you're down 11 points on defense. Heck no, this thing wouldn't even survive a slash, a simple slash. Speed. It's supposed to be 56. It's 51. Defense, special defense is actually pretty good. It's supposed to be 67. It's 66. But high attack. No, but we don't want that. We do not want that. Instead of just like that way, you know, like that explains the soft reset. Right? That's what the soft reset method is. What are you soft resetting for? This. This is bad. Gentle. And then there's those that you don't need to spend your time looking into. But you do want to check every single one of them because you might accidentally get a shiny. You don't want to reset on that. You don't want to reset on that. Bro, trying to get perfect stats. Oh yeah, I'm trying to get something good at least that I can use on the team. Yeah, I'm not really a yeah. I'm not if I reset for something, I go for the stats. I don't go for the I don't go for the shiny. Because little do you know, you might have just passed up the best stats while you were looking for some shiny.
Ooh. You never know. You never know.
It's like I'm watching every single last one of them on the way to the shiny if I accidentally find one. I know what I'm looking for when I'm looking for something type situation. But at the same time, it ruins the game too because I just would rather it not be that way when it comes down to it. Because I just got done saying that. Naughty nature, this is good nature. Bad with the attack, it should be higher than that. Yeah, it all comes down to just having to do something like this in Soft Resetter. To be the best like no one ever was. The the background scenes of it, right? What you would have to do. Because how many trainers were actually those trainers that every single Pokemon they caught was just so beautiful competitive, right? Does a trainer of that magnitude even exist? Is there a human being that was able to achieve something like that? Like every single Pokemon they caught on accident was just always good. Seriously. That sounds impossible. Every single Pokemon they from the starter to everything they caught, the Pidgey, the Rattata, from the beginning. All the way from the beginning. Lonely nature. 79, this is good, but it needs to be higher than that. Speed is bad. No HP. I don't see you with the stats. I don't see you with the stats though. Let me see. I don't see you with the stats. Oh, let me see the stats. Nope. Good on the HP though. We're looking for the best right here. We're looking for the best. Dude, you never know, bro. Somebody might be acting up, bro. And you might have to pull out the switch on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, hold on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you talking about Pokemon battling. Well, then pull out what you got. You got the Switch 1, you got the Switch 2. Oh, man, I got the Switch 2. Okay, well, then get ready. Because, you ready or what? Yeah, I got my little Venusaur. You got your Venusaur? I bet that. I'd be like, all right, cool. Yeah, you use that Venusaur, right? Yeah, you can go ahead and use that Venusaur. He said, I got Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. I'm like, oh, you do? Oh, perfect. It's like the best team to practice against. It's a quick little warm up. It's easy work, light. That's sleep. That's nap time. That's low attack. That's light work. Bro, that's bad HP. Uh, Hardy is a good nature. Um, you want to have Hardy nature when it comes to battling in the Battle Frontier. Advanced tip right here. It's really good for the Battle Palace. If there's any nature that you should be running, neutral nature, the best one is Hardy. Always remember that, in other words, in Generation 3. Not serious, not docile, not bashful, not quirky. The best neutral nature is Hardy. I promise. Right? If there's anyone that didn't know that, now you know. But we're not going to keep this because it doesn't have the stats. If this was a Hardy nature and it has 65 HP with 79 attack and about like 64 speed, I'd take this because it has pretty decent defense. It's higher than it's been before. It's supposed to be 39, but it's still better than that 28 that I've been seeing. It just sucks that I have to play by the stats. I don't like to have bad Pokemon because I know that I'm gonna probably try to utilize them in some type of way if I need to battle. Plus, I like to have a full team. You never know. You never know what you might need. You never know. It's like, man, Hitmonlee would have been the perfect one for this occasion. We gotta get the best stats. We get the best one. Yeah, it sucks that it's like this though. Again. Ooh, 65. Hardy nature. This is decent. Can we get a good attack? 67. 31 IVs. This is our first 31 IVs. You are looking at 31 IVs and the special defense. I'd say either 30. I could safely say, you know what? I can safely say 28 to 30. Doesn't have to be 31. So 28 to 30. But that's really high. That's the perfect number. That's what you're looking for when you're looking for this Pokemon. Unfortunately, the attack is lacking. At least if it was like 77 or 76, I'd take it, but it's still down a lot of points. Yeah, that was still a good one though for special defense and decent HP. That one would have been well against grass types, water types, fire types, dark types, ice types. Quirky, no. Dragon type. This is good. Naive, this is decent. Not good attack. Man, dude, this is exactly what I'm talking about, bro. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I just don't like to do this. The dex is basically done though. When I come back tomorrow, because we're done basically, I just have to soft reset for all the one natures I have to do, but that's a lot of work too, and it's gonna take me a lot of time. So I'm gonna try to see if I can have this done by tomorrow. Oh, dude, please. I hope I can have this done by tomorrow, because uh, I want to catch the Suicune, and I want to have a good nature at least. Even though I know they have bad IVs, I still want to show you that it is possible. And I just really want to hurry up and get to that because that takes a while. The legendary dog takes a while. I'll soft reset a few more times. Mhm. I'm also a big fan of the in-game trades. I like to collect those. So I'm gonna make sure that I have an extra copy of them. Because every time you reset, like whenever you start all over, you could have had a lot of stuff. Like I said earlier, the in-game trades is one of those things as well. So I try to make sure that I bring, like, I'm gonna try to bring back like one earthquake, one psychic, some other stuff that I know that's gonna be hard to get because I already started a new save file on a leaf green version, and I'm gonna be working on that here later tonight as well. So there's a lot of other stuff going on. That's how I was able to get the Vulpix and the Ninetales here at the beginning of the stream. So there's a lot that's going on here in the background, and I'm gonna work on that too. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna here get off this, take a break from Fire Red, and relax for a bit, and then I'm just work on Leaf Green, and see what I can do about, like, cause I'm gonna get a Zapdos from Leaf Green, an Articuno from Leaf Green. That's where you're gonna see from tomorrow, cause tomorrow the dex is basically done, and that's what I mean by like, cause I started a new save file, and this Leaf, I'm gonna start another Leaf Green save file too, because that was just practice to see how fast I could speed run it with the method that I was doing, even though it doesn't really count like a speed run because speed runs have their own rules. But I was just like, well, I'm just trying to hurry up the game in my own way and guarantee that I get BW4. So yeah, I just came up with a little quick way for me to do it, and that was practice. So I'm just gonna make sure I grab the Mewtwo from there, all the legendaries and stuff like that, even the dog. And then on the new save file for Leaf Green that I'm gonna be streaming is gonna be, the pick is gonna be Bulbasaur. So you're gonna get to see that one, but I'm gonna end up with all the dogs basically, meaning that's 3 save files in total. So I'm gonna end up with a lot of birds, a lot of Mewtwo's, right? A lot of that stuff. A few earthquakes on some Pokemon that I've chosen to be fateful of the earthquake, or maybe just save the earthquake to make things easier and Emerald faster, right? It's just that I'm gonna be prepared for it. And the good thing is that it still takes it's crazy because it still takes a long time to do this, even though it's the eShop edition. Because once you put these Pokemon in Pokemon Home, that's it. It's over with. You won't be able to trade. So, in other words, if you want to trade with Emerald, you're gonna have to trade with someone that has Emerald, and you're gonna have to trade like, dude, it's gonna be pretty crazy. Or you better hope you have like 2 switches or something. And some people do, because a lot of people got switches back in the day and they were pretty cheap. Some Nintendo Switches are just laying around. I would not sell your Nintendo Switch. That's all I have to say. Mm. Yeah, I would not sell that Switch, especially with these games out. Yeah, that I don't even know how much these places would take for a Nintendo Switch, like a used Switch, but don't sell it. If they're only giving you like not even more than $100 for it, because they want to sell it for like 120 or 130 for themselves. If they're not even giving you at least like 80 without it being store credit, we're getting a little bit scam right here. It's a little bit scam. They said them brand new in the store for like $200, even though it's like 7-year-old hardware. I saw somebody selling their Switch for like, bro, no exaggeration, $34 and some change. I was like, what has happened? Tomorrow, leaf green? Um, mm, no, not possible. I don't think I can do the leaf green tomorrow. I have to soft reset for the Raikou. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Check it out. Check it out. We got some good. We got some good. Maxed HP with the beneficial nature. Can we get some decent attack with some decent speed and neutral defenses? Let's see what we got. This is good. This is all looking good so far. No, this is bad. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. No, wait, 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 wait. No, no, no. This is good. This is good. This is good. Um, dang it. The attack is really low, everybody. The defense is decent. Special defense could be better, but he already benefits from high special defense, so we can take the lower on that. Bro, but he has really good HP and really good speed. I'm taking this. Okay, we take this Hitmonlee. Yep, that's the one. Those are it. Those are the max numbers. So I'm not saying that they're perfect because he's low. He's level 25, and things are gonna change here in the next couple levels. But as far as the way he's popping up, as far as stats, his HP is supposed to be 67. His speed is supposed to be 61. So that's not too bad. Right? And the nature is beneficial. So this is something that I can work with later with the Everstone and Emerald. So yeah, a lot of these Pokemon won't be used right now, but they'll be used later for sure. That way I can give me a hit on top or something like that. But I'm gonna have a Hitmonchan anyway because of Leaf Green. So we put this up. I have to make an egg of that. I wonder if because I unlocked the National Dex, it will force it to be a Tyrogue. Probably would. Yeah, it probably does. Yeah, that's one of the good Pokemon that are there. I need to change that because of the nature. I need to put something else there. That's a good nature to be hanging out right now. All right, let's go to the next location. I need to go get Lapras. There's a lot of Pokemon. Let me heal up this paralysis. Well, you know what? No, you know what? I'm gonna end off that on that note. Yeah, because it's pretty late. Yeah, and I was able to actually get a good nature with good HP and good speed. It's not perfect with the attack, but I'll figure that out. But I am gonna give them the stone. We're gonna try a few times. Uh-oh. I messed up. I don't think I saved after getting the Himalaya. I don't think I saved. I'm about to lose it. Yeah, I just gave up the Himalaya for the Aerodactyl. I don't think I saved. I did it again. Which I guess isn't too bad because the attack could have been better. Yeah, see? Alright, for the one time I picked the Hitmonchan. That's okay. No, it doesn't really matter. I didn't really like the attack if I was gonna be honest. The speed were good. That I'm not gonna lie. The speed and the HP were they were the best. I messed up by not saving. But I didn't like the attack. The attack needed to be more, way more. And special defense was really bad. So I'll just leave those. I'll just leave that alone. And here's what I'll do. I'll probably go. I want to go grab that back. So that one's ready for me to grab. So if there's anything I want to grab, it's that. Glad I didn't mess that up. You do not want to mess up the Aerodactyl pickup. I was supposed to drop off the Omnimite, but then, dang, I should have saved before I did that. I thought he was ready to talk to. I forgot I gave him the loss. Saving is so important. Alright, so we lost the Hitmon lead, but it's okay. Because I don't want to mess up the Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl would easily defeat the... Yeah, but that's going to be it for this evening. Thank you to everybody that came and stopped by and stopped to stream. And I'm not going to take up any more of your time. So as I usually say, and as I always say, see you soon. Stay safe and stay smooth. Later, y'all.